I was watching this TV show last night. It was really interesting. I think you'd enjoy it.
Oh yeah, what was it about?
It talked about whether individuals of diverse religions should accommodate to their country of adoption.
So, basically whether or not people of religions other than Christianity should change the way they practice their religions when they move to NZ.
Yeah, I guess you could think of it that way. I just thought it was really interesting, but I'm not quite sure where I stand on the subject. What do you think?
Yes, I think that if you want to come into my country, you should have to accommodate to the way we do things. Like the saying goes, when in Rome.
What do you mean?
I mean, take burqas for instance. There has been so much media coverage about whether or not to make it illegal for people to wear it in public. Remember that news story about the bus driver banning those women wearing burqas from entering the bus?
Yeah.
Well, I totally think he had every right. You never know who's under all of that fabric. They could be holding a gun or a knife.
I guess I never thought of it like that.
I mean, no doubt, clothes are a matter of choice and a part of an individual's freedom, but I think that women should not be allowed to wear the veil in public places since we are not a Muslim country, and also from a security point of view. I mean, in banks, we are told not to wear hats, sunglasses or hoodies. Why then not add burqa or hijab to the list?
But what about people's freedom of choice and all that? I think it's a bit unfair to make them completely disregard their religion just because they're in a different country.
Well, yes, making it illegal is indeed a drastic step, but I feel if a woman wishes to abide by the Islamic teachings, then she should go somewhere where it is a normal thing to do. I mean, if she really wanted to abide by the Islam teachings, then why in the first place is she getting out of the house and working?
What do you mean by that? Are they not allowed out of the house at all? Are Muslim women not allowed to interact with men either? I didn't realize that Islam was so extreme.
Well, women who observe the veil should also be aware that not only is it mandatory for them to observe purity by covering their physical selves, but they also have to observe purity of the voice. Just because one has covered her face doesn't give her the liberty to freely interact with men. It means that she should not mix with men who are not related to her, unless it is unavoidable. It restricts her personal, social and economic activities outside her home. In other words, a woman in purity should always remain at home. Only under extreme necessity is she allowed outside.
Wow, stuff staying inside all day. I see what you mean, but like, religion is so important to people and maybe it is a bit extreme to force people to change depending on where they are. Maybe they had to leave their country of origin because it was too dangerous for them. Just seems a bit unfair to completely tip their world upside down.
Yeah, but what gives them the right to come to our country? I know that sounds mean, but this is New Zealand and I just think they should respect how we live life.
Yes, I agree, but all it is a burqa. Does it really matter if they wear it or not? Obviously not to us, but will mean heaps to them.
It's just like when people from other countries come here and speak their language and we don't even know what they're saying. It's a bit rude, don't you think? They could be talking about us.
Maybe they can't speak English very well.
Still, they should at least try.
Maybe. I just understand where they are coming from because my friend and her family have been discriminated against for their religion.
Oh really?
Yeah. Her name is Liz. She is totally against what you were saying. She moved here from India and doesn't understand why her and her family should have to accommodate to our country.
Maybe because it's our country, not theirs.
That might be going a bit too far, but I guess I can understand where you are coming from. However, I think you might be taking it a bit too extreme. Her uncle was in the news recently. Do you remember that story about the guy who got kicked out of his Kasi club for his turban?
Yeah, I remember that. He should have read the dress code. It clearly stated, no hats allowed. Just because his religion makes him wear that turban doesn't give him the right to bypass the rules. He shouldn't be treated any differently just because of his religion.
Well, Liz thought it was disgusting how they treated him. Inviting him to an event especially for him and then rejecting his entry just because he was wearing a turban. And the funny thing she told me is that the club was actually originally founded by a Sikh.
See, even people from their own religion think that it's okay to ban. We're all the same. Religious beliefs should not make anyone any more special than the rest of us, and all the rules should apply to everyone the same.
Yeah, but think about it. How would you feel if you were in their situation?
Well, you see, If I were to go to a Muslim country, I wouldn't be allowed to wear the clothes I would typically wear here in New Zealand, like shorts or tank tops.
I never really thought about it like that. New Zealand isn't exactly full of religion though. We wear that because we want to, not because it's our religious duty.
I see what you're saying there.
And what of other religions? Priests can wear their cassock, and sisters, their habits, but for the Muslim woman, the burqa is hated and uncivilized, and now we've got people attacking the Indian Sikh culture by banning turbans. Next we're going to ban them from practicing their religions at all. I don't think any of it is fair at all.
I guess looking at it that way, I can see that your point of view is valid.
Yeah, I don't want to take sides. Should we just agree to disagree?
Okay.